As Matt Murdock readies to begin the next chapter of his life, he'll need to know for certain who he can trust. What'll happen next? Well, let's hop into the pages of Daredevil issue number 3 and find out together, shall we? So then, as we join the book, Daredevil, who goes out in public in disguise with a hoodie over his actual Daredevil costume, has a special rendezvous with Detective Cole North. You'll remember that this character has been a major focal point of the Zdarsky run since it began, but him and Matt haven't really had a chance to sit down and talk since everything that happened in Devil's Reign. Matt explains to Cole everything that's going on with the Fist and Elektra and everything that he plans to do. He's going to be leaving New York soon, but he wants to make sure that the city is in good hands. Cole is understandably skeptical of everything, but Daredevil explains that what he wants to do next is so much bigger than Daredevil, so much bigger than simply fighting crime. Daredevil wants to actually change the world. But in his heart of hearts, he fears what that actually means and what he might actually end up being called to do. All the more reason why he needs a good man with a good heart like Cole on his side. Yes, because you see, Daredevil might be leaving New York, but he doesn't plan on leaving on his own. He wants to build a fellowship. Hell, he wants to build a whole Devil's army if that's what it's gonna take to finally bring down the Hand once and for all. And first on his list is old friend and longtime super ally Luke Cage, who has become the mayor of New York following the events of Devil's Reign and the ousting of Wilson Fisk. Matt's actually pretty surprised that Luke kept the job. He assumed that he only did it to try and make sure that Fisk couldn't make things worse, but Luke says that he too is actively trying to change the world and make it a better place himself outside just punching bank robbers and supervillains in colorful costumes. Luke also ends up being a much harder sell on everything that Daredevil is trying to complete with Elektra and the Fisk. Luke never trusted Elektra, and he certainly doesn't now. After all, she's a killer and assassin. How many times has she tried to hurt Daredevil in the past? What's stopping her from doing it all over again? Matt, of course, believes that Elektra truly has changed and seen the light, and he also thinks that Luke might just be a little hypocritical himself because in his new role as mayor that night he just so happens to be taking a meeting with the Stromwin twins. You'll remember them as the insanely wealthy and well-connected real estate developers who tried to buy up and destroy Hell's Kitchen all the way back in the first chapter of this series. It would seem that the twins are still very much licking their wounds after Wilson Fisk beat the crap out of them and escaped at the end of Devil's Reign, so much to the point they're actively not going out in public anymore, instead choosing to create a whole holographic 3D layout for their office. Now Luke knows these two are corrupt going into the meeting, but at the same time he hopes that if he puts up a hard enough front he can get them to fund his brand new affordable housing project. The twins of course have no actual interest in helping the world, and they really only called Luke here tonight to prove that they could, to make sure that he dances and stays in line just like every other New York mayor before him. Of course, Luke Cage isn't any regular old politician. He's completely bulletproof, and he does not take kindly to threats, either be it to himself or his family. Matt tagged along to watch Luke's back, and in the end he didn't have to. Luke isn't going to be signing up with Daredevil's new crusade, but Matt takes solace in the fact that he knows that New York is still going to be in good hands. Unfortunately, Matt wasn't paying attention as he eavesdropped in on this big business conversation because he gets attacked by the Stromwin security team. They're not the real problem though, it's what comes next that's the real problem. You see, Daredevil gets ambushed on a rooftop by a mysterious woman who won't be that mysterious if you read the special Elektra tie-in issue to Devil's Reign. This woman's name is Akka. She's a senior member within the Hand organization and the woman who actually recruited and trained Elektra, yet despite that happening a long time ago, Akka has not aged a day. Why is she skulking around the Stromwin's twins HQ, which ironically enough just so happens to be located in the old Fisk Tower? Well, it seems that the Hand, in retaliation for the formation of the Fist, are looking for brand new business partners, and because of that, the Hand has opted to join forces with the Stromwin twins, in doing so allowing them to greatly increase their own reach throughout the world. In fact, Akka isn't even here right now to fight or kill Daredevil. She just wants to mock him a little bit, saying that despite everything that him and Elektra are doing, the Hand has always been 2 steps ahead of them. She even lets it drop that the Hand has themselves a brand new powerful leader in the form of Frank Castle the Punisher. Yes, that's right, the events of this book are now connecting to the end of the last Punisher issue. Matt's reaction to this news is positively priceless though, saying, "What, Frank Castle? But he's a madman." Yeah, now he's the Hand's madman. Matt leaves the fight positively reeling. Not only did he get beat up, not only did he get a bomb dropped on him, but his pressure points are all messed up too, and at his absolute lowest, where does Daredevil go? Well, to his oldest and dearest friend, of course, Foggy Foggy Nelson. Granted, they haven't exactly had that much panel time together since the Zdarsky era started, but you know what? That all changes now as Daredevil asks Foggy to come with him and be his apostle, the person to keep him level and to keep him on the straight and narrow as he begins this brand new Fist project. And so that was Daredevil issue number 3, everybody, and if you couldn't tell, I thought this was another deeply cool and inventive Chip Zdarsky story. It's cool to see Daredevil reevaluating himself as a hero and how he goes about fighting crime and trying to keep people safe. Also, you know, there's a real religious undercurrent to this whole thing. Daredevil goes around, gets turned away by some friends, but embraced by others. There's a real kind of Jesus in his final days thing going on. Also, with both Goldie and Akka not only returning, but being huge parts of the story moving forward, man, am I glad that I ever read that Elektra tie-in to Devil's Reign. Really, though, I think the best thing about what Chip Zdarsky has done with the Daredevil book is that he's really opened it up to any and all possibilities. It could be an international book now, it could be a globe-trotting book now, it could involve magic. And yet also Zdarsky is honoring the core of the character too. Here's also the beginning of a brand new adventure with Matt and Foggy. How is he going to be involved in all of this going forward? How is he going to feel about it? I don't know, but you bet that I'm interested in finding out. Overall, I'd give this one another very positive 8 out of 10.
Hey there everyone, Cape Joel again, and I want to thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. As always, if you liked what you see, be sure to like, subscribe, comment. It really helps drive engagement and helps me out too. Also, if you are a patron, which you can become for as little as $1 a month, you will get exclusive content that no one else can ever see, and you'll get to see the Comic Multiverse podcast before anyone else too. You can check out all this and more down in the description. And until next time everyone, this has been Cape Joel, and I'll see you all next time. Cheers.